Hello loves, welcome back to Avalon. So this is going to be a channeled message for the collective here today. So pretty much whatever comes out and whatever Spirit wants to share with us. If you feel drawn by the title of this video, then this message might be for you. As always, remember to listen to your intuition. Spirit, do you have a message for us today? Yes, something flipped in the deck. Let's see what it is. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Ooh, okay. That's a beautiful image right there. Let's see what else. Spirit, can you tell me more about this energy? Thank you. Second card out here is Universal Wisdom. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. And look how similar these two images are here on the cards. We see a Milky Way, we see the stars, we see the cosmos, as it says on the card. So I feel like this is a message from our higher selves here. Directly from our spiritual team. I'm going to read the meaning of this card here for us, so we get a little bit more info. Okay, breath of the cosmos. When we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. So the card asks us to repeat the following. I'm willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me, please show me the way. Okay, so this is a very clear message here for us today, that we are supposed to tap into the universal wisdom that we have access to at all times if we connect with our higher selves and not so much work from the ego or try to micromanage the universe from our, shadow self or our insecurities, our anxieties, our fears. It's a reminder that if we are afraid, if we try to force things, if we try to mold things and sculpt them in the way that it's easiest for us, we try to control something that is not ours to control. This is a message about learning to trust the universe, learning to trust God, whatever you want to call it, learning to trust spirit, and remind ourselves that we don't have to try so hard. We don't have to try to force everything so much, because everything is as it should be and things are going according to plan, and we are exactly where we are supposed to be right now. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, because if you wouldn't be, you would be somewhere else, right? So this is a reminder to not try so hard to force things so much, but to let go and breathe it out and try to relax even in the deep unknown, even if things seem uncertain, even if it seems as though things don't go the way we planned. maybe we're not getting what we want, but we will always get what we need, right? So can you learn to trust the universe, and can you tap into your own inner wisdom and inner guidance, your own intuition and higher knowledge that is reminding you to trust, to let go, to surrender the need to continuously force things and make things happen? Because in doing so, what we are telling spirit, what we're telling the universe is that we're not trusting them, right? That we feel like we have to put all the work in at all times because we don't trust that what we desire, what we wished upon, what we try to manifest is actually coming through. So there's 3 steps in manifesting, right? There's asking for what it is that we desire and really articulating it, doesn't mean verbally, but in any sort of way to let the universe know, to let spirit know what we want. The second step is wait for some sort of guidance in terms of which action to take. But the third step is to then let go of the desire, articulate it, so that the universe can bring it to us. And I think it's this third step that is usually a problem for a lot of people, me included, by the way, to just allow it to come through by completely losing the grip on it, right? We tend to hold on to it and feel like our ego tells us, oh, we have to do it, otherwise it's not coming through. We live in a 3-dimensional world that tells us to use our willpower and work from ego, and we are the ones who make it happen for us. And so the idea of just letting go and taking the hands of the wheel and just trusting that whatever is supposed to happen is just going to unfold naturally without us having to try so hard, that seems to be almost too much to handle. Like, what do you mean I now have to just let it go? Like, how do I do that? And so it seems like spirit tells us to work on that here, to tap into our own wisdom in regard to learning to let go and surrender our desire, and trusting that once we have articulated it and once we have done our part in making it come to fruition, now it's spirit's time to make it happen for us, to orchestrate it in the background so that it can actually come through. But in order for it to come through, we have to stop trying so hard, right? This is like, it reminds me of the teachings of Abraham Hicks. And I recently posted a short about this on the channel, so if you want, check it out after watching this video. But it says, wanting and trying to force things, that's always upstream. That's always trying very hard to push against the stream, and you're going to lose a lot of energy and a lot of resources and time while trying to push something that maybe is not supposed to come through that way. That's another message. A manifestation can come through in so many different ways. So don't try to force one specific narrative, oh, this relationship, for example, or this job opportunity has to come through in that exact way and only that way, when maybe spirit has an entirely different path prepared for you that is going to get you exactly where you want to be. It's just not the path that you have seen for yourself. Can you trust that spirit knows best and is going to present your desire to you in the most perfect way for you without you having to control or micromanage anything about it, So this is about trusting the stream, letting go of the oars, because everything you want is happening downstream. So you don't have to try so hard and try to get upstream. You just have to let go and follow the stream and follow the water here to get to where you want to be. You make it a lot harder for yourself than it actually has to be, right? Because if you would just work on letting go, things would come a lot easier to you. So spirit is asking you to think about, what are you clinging to? What are you holding on to? Where are you unable to let go of trying to control and force things, I personally am dealing with this on the twin flame journey right now, is where I try to push and pull, and that stems from ego, that stems from fear, right? That stems from not really believing 100% in the universe orchestrating things behind the curtain here, Like everything is divinely orchestrated and we can trust that. So maybe a way for you to connect to that knowledge again, to that inner wisdom, is to calm your nervous system, meditate, go for a walk outside, but really maybe try to journal on that as well. How can I let go of this? I have asked for this desire. I've become active to create an opportunity for that desire to come in. But now, in order for it to come in, I have to completely let it go. How can I take my hands off? How can I just let it naturally unfold without feeling the need to intervene? How can I do that? Maybe that's a journal prompt for you. But let's see if there's any additional message here that Spirit has in regard to that. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Star. All right. So we have a lot of swords energy here. You could be an air sign, so trying to control things here with our minds a lot, trying to take logical, analytical, rational steps here in making something happen. And so for us being kind of, because I'm an Aquarius, so I know exactly what that's like. It's kind of difficult to allow ourselves to not believe every single thought that we're thinking. And to try to get out of our heads and more into our hearts, into our intuitions, right? It's like dropping out of the head space into the heart space, into your gut instinct and reconnecting with that. And we have a message of meditation here and finding ways of grounding ourselves through this Four of Swords card right here. I mean, look at the tiger. He's sitting there cross-legged in full-on meditation mode. And so Spirit is telling us we are creating an unnecessary inner conflict for ourselves here, right? It's like, well, but I have this dream and I try to manifest it, but why is it not coming through? What else do I have to do? I try so hard, I push so hard, I put so much effort in, I try to show up every single day. Why is it not coming through? Well, because maybe you're trying too hard. Maybe you try to force it too much, you know? Maybe there's a way to go about it a lot more soft and gentle without beating yourself up so much, without being so hard on yourself. And that's where Spirit wants us to be, to soften up, to become kind to ourselves, and to find our center here, to calm the nervous system and to say, maybe the plan is not presenting itself to me the way I would want to. Maybe I don't know how it's coming through, but maybe I can find peace in the unknown. Maybe I can learn to trust that if I have vocalized, if I have articulated my desire, if I have spoken it to Source, if I have made an active effort to show Source, show Spirit what I want, that it's going to be delivered to me in the most perfect way for me, and that I don't necessarily have to do anything else but just foster that belief and repeat it to myself every single day and every single moment of the day when I feel like I forget about it. I am a child of Spirit. I am connected to Source because I am coming from Source. I am a soul in a human suit, in a human body, having a human experience, but the core of my being is spiritual. The core of what I am is my soul, and it's free. My soul is free. And I am a soul having a human experience. And so it's like with the star energy, can I follow the path of my own personal inner awakening? Can I learn to trust that I'm exactly where I need to be right now? Can I trust that the universe is guiding me? And that if I go within and really listen, the universe will respond and I will reconnect to my own inner wisdom and my higher self to the point where it becomes very easy for me to let go of the need to control everything in my life. This is a message to remind us of our innate power here. We are powerful because we can learn to control our minds. We don't have to believe everything that we're thinking. You know, and if you're continuously thinking, I have to put all the work in, I have to make all the effort because clearly the universe is not giving me what I'm asking, well, that's a mindset, that's a belief that you put into your vortex. And so the universe cannot help but bring you more of that energy, right? More of proof that what you're believing is true. That you cannot trust the universe, you know, but you can. So this is about a mindset shift. This is about correcting a false belief system of self-sabotage that is keeping you from actually having what it is that you want exactly the way you need it. But that's the innate nature of Source. You know, that's what Spirit wants. But Spirit cannot show up for you and give it to you if you sabotage yourself out of having it. And wanting to control things so much is keeping you from having what it is that you want. So how can you learn to Relax into the desire, knowing that you have taken the steps needed, and now it's the job of the universe to give it to you, to present it to you. This reminds me of the restaurant analogy that I like to tell a lot when it comes to the law of attraction and understanding manifestation is, imagine you go to a restaurant with a friend, right? And you look through the menu and you flip through and you try to figure out what you want to eat. That's like picking and choosing your desire that you want to manifest, right? You go through the menu and you try to figure out what you want to eat, what you're craving the most, what you want right now, what you're hungry for. And then you place your order. And as you're waiting for the food to arrive at your table, you're not continuously checking the clock. You're not continuously telling to your friend, well, I've been waiting for my pizza for 3 minutes now. Where's my pizza? And you would never get the idea of standing up and going into the kitchen of the restaurant, starting to cook the food yourself. Because you trust that the moment you have placed your order, it's going to be delivered to you at the perfect time when it's ready. And you see yourself in the future eating your pizza, eating your delicious pizza, enjoying it, having a fun night out with your friend, enjoying your meal, enjoying the conversations that you have. And so obviously the order is going to come through, because you have placed it and you trust that it's going to come to you. And it's the same with manifestation. Once you have placed your order, I'd really like to reconcile with this person, or I'd really like to meet a partner that's on my level that I can build a romantic relationship with. Spirit, wouldn't it be nice if I would get a new job opportunity that would help me grow and make me more financially stable? Spirit, wouldn't it be nice if I could meet a new friend, or if I could find a new hobby that I enjoy a lot and that is contributing here to my work-life balance? Spirit, wouldn't it be nice if I could mend the connection to one of my family members? The moment you place the order, trust. Breathe. Let go of the oars. What you want is downstream. It's not upstream. And this seems to be a challenge that Spirit wants you to take on and to heal. Because once you do, and you truly learn to do this, the cosmos, the source, is going to bring you what you asked for in a matter of seconds here. And you have to first let go of trying to force everything. But once you do, it's going to get delivered on time, exactly the way you need it, for your own life and for your own growth. Okay, so that's all that I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.